Right, you're here because you want to work out how to rebuild your email reputation. Maybe your emails are landing in spam, you're not getting as much open rates, and therefore your reply rates are not that good. Well, stick around and we'll walk through exactly how each of these points can be easily applied to you. Okay, now step one is to set up DKIM, DMARC, and SPF. Now they can sound extremely confusing, very weird, obscure words, but all these three things they're trying to do is simply set up a process that validates that the email that you're sending is actually from you and not from someone else. Because guess what? Programmatically, I can just go ahead and send an email from your email address. It might be jill@abc.com, and that email is sent to someone else, maybe like by me. And that can programmatically be sent, right? Just using code. But how does my email account actually verify that you, Jill, has actually sent that? Well, that's done through DKIM, DMARC, and SPF. Now, we're going to do another video all over that, just covering this topic, but easily setting that up, following some basic instructions will really help boost that deliverability and also rebuild your reputation. Now, step two is warming up your email accounts. Now, what does warming up actually mean? Warming up is a process of using a programmatic software like SmartLead. I'll just show you very quickly what this does. So I'm just in SmartLead's dashboard over here, and it's programmatically sending an n amount of emails each and every single day at random formats. And as you can see over here, what it's done is actually saved emails from spam. So what this software does is, let's say we've got a network of 11 to 15,000 accounts as of the point of recording this. If I send an email to another email account the system has access to, and that email lands in spam, it will manually remove that email account from spam, move it to the primary folder, mark it as important, and track that and almost pamper that email account to ensure that its reputation keeps bumping up. And you can use any of these softwares out there. It doesn't need to be SmartLead, but any of the softwares out there that help you do that warming. And also, you want to make sure whichever software you use is, when you go over here in the warm-up section, you can actually decide the reply rate. And if you're rebuilding your reputation, you want to make sure that you're getting as many replies as possible, because the premise of reputation damage is that you're generally sending emails that are not engaging or that don't deem a reply or open. So you want to make sure your reply rates are as high as possible during the reputation rebuild cycle, and then you want to bring it down, because guess what? Not everyone replies to half of the emails they receive. It's natural that we get newsletters, we get content, we get spam, we get all that. And if you reply to half of them, then it almost feels unnatural to email service providers. So only while you're rebuilding it, keep it to 45. Otherwise, just maintain that to the 20% time. Cool. Now, this is the third part that I said. Encourage replies when you're sending out emails. Now, if you're sending out emails on a newsletter format instead of just cold emails, even with cold emails, when you're sending a newsletter, you can just put a small call to action saying, if you've enjoyed this email content, tell me one thing that you learned from here. Or just say, reply with a yes. Now, you're not trying to gain any engagement shape, or you're trying to, game the system. All you're trying to do is get people to reply to your newsletter or email, so that email service providers like Google, Yahoo, Outlook, whatever, think that you are actually creating engaging content. Because in the end, the concept of emailing is communication, and if you're not communicating backwards, it means you're just sending a lot of spam, and that's going to drop your score again. Even with cold emails, instead of putting an unsubscribe link, depending upon your GDPR compliance situation, just put in a message saying, if you don't want me to message you anymore, just reply with a no. Now, what that's going to do is, you're going to get a no, which is great. You can stop messaging them, but it also maintains your reputation at the same time, instead of getting them to go through an unsubscribe process. Sweet. Now, the third thing that causes a lot of emails to go into spam and just burns your reputation totally is sending emails to leads, like a lead list that have unverified emails. Now, you can go ahead and get emails from different data providers. I'm not going to name names, but as a result, some of these data providers don't actually validate the email address. They just do a best guess match over there and give you that email address. You go ahead and send that email, and then there's a massive bounce rate that applies to you, and each bounce basically hurts your reputation, right? And if you keep sending more and more emails that bounce, it basically signals again to email service providers that you're really not sure of what you're doing, and you're sort of spam sending messages. So you want to clean your leads, and you can do that through Neverbounce, Voila, Norbert, Clay. There's heaps of these software that help you just clean these lead lists, and that basically what it does is it verifies if this email address that you've uploaded actually can receive email addresses, and therefore protects your overall reputation. That's all you want to do over there. Now, remember, especially Google is a very powerful software, right? Powerful algorithm. If you are linking people to spammy sites that Google itself ranks as spam, because Google obviously has a massive search engine that can rank the spam score of websites. If you are linking to those sites in your own outbound emails, it is automatically going to start dropping your score of your email reputation within the Google network at least, and therefore also ends up affecting your reputation, your deliverability, and the likelihood that you're going to end up in blacklists, which is the next point we're going to talk about. Now, blacklists are basically this phenomena where if you have high bounce rates, if you have high spam scores, that means most of your emails don't have spam, or if a lot of people are marking your emails as spam, email service providers have a network or basically an algorithm engine that goes ahead and moves these emails to what is called a blacklist. Now, a blacklist can basically be domain specific or IP specific. That means you're sending emails for a particular server, an IP address, and that particular IP, any other emails that are sent from there are going to be spammed or blacklisted. Or second is your domain. Let's call it abc.com. Any email that goes out from abc.com can be Jill at abc, John at abc, whoever it is. They'll all be, because they're blacklisted, their spam score automatically increases, and your likelihood of landing up in the spam inbox automatically increases as well. So what you want to do is you want to go to different softwares. You can go to MX Records and just look for whether you exist on a blacklist. I'll just show you that very quickly. So this is a common website that you can use. There's multiple others out there. Just put in your server IP or your domain, like I said, and just check whether you exist on blacklist. And if you exist on blacklist, you can simply click into that particular blacklist and then submit a request saying, look, I am actually not a spam domain. Can you please delist me from this? And it sometimes happens in 24 to 48 hours. All right. Now, sometimes if you're not doing cold emailing, this is specific to newsletters, right? You do not want to send emails to people you have not actually gotten verifications from. Now, this is separate to cold emails. With cold emails, we know have like an issue with respect to spam scores and so on and so forth. But if you're trying to send a marketing message, a marketing email, a newsletter email, make sure you've got the permission from that person to actually send you that email. Because with cold emails, it's plain text emails, so you know the intent is maybe a sales message or a demo call. But if you send like an HTML, very pretty email to someone who's never even subscribed to your newsletter, is a great way to get yourself spammed and therefore, again, have your reputation hurt. Personalize your emails. Just as simple as just adding first name, right? Just add first name. Hey, first name. Just that variability and the fact that you're not sending the same email to millions of people just drastically changes your overall deliverability and ensures that you're landing in that primary inbox. And as a result of landing in the primary inbox and having that email open due to the personalization piece, you again signal to email service providers that you are good at what you're doing, and therefore you're just sending high value content, and that builds up your reputation. Now, the last piece of the puzzle to mention over here for you is Spintax. Spintax is basically a concept where you can use softwares like Smartlead, or like when you're sending your cold emails or you're sending your emails, you're not sending one mass email saying, hey, how you going? Like, let's just go with the example. Hi there. Are you keen on buying my product? Right? Just ignore the copy, but you don't want to be sending so much of the same content to all your leads. So you can use something called Spintax, and this is how Smartlead does it. For example, you can just do this and hi there, hello, what's up? So what you're doing is you're not exactly changing the copy, right? You're not changing different content. You're not exactly changing the messaging. You're just using synonyms of the same words that you've gotten to send through the same message. But this variability, again, signals to email service providers that you are sending unique content and you're not blasting the same thing across to hundreds, thousands of people. And again, that helps boost up your deliverability, which then boosts up your email reputation. Hope that helps you. Follow, please like and subscribe, because there's a lot of content that we're pushing out with respect to sales and outbound that will help you close more deals, get more replies, and just make sure you get better bookings with people who are willing to work with you. Thank you and have a great day.